prize. It's the $64,000 question. And here's the master of the quiz, Bob Monkhouse.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, folks. This is what I like, an audience that doesn't get out much. So, why is this show called the $64,000 question? Well, because it's a phrase that entered the English language over 30 years ago. Every politician from Kennedy to Bush, from Wilson to Thatcher has used it, so why try to change a success? Obviously, we're not going to literally give away $64,000, but at £6,400, we are offering British TV's biggest ever cash prize on network. 6,400. A lot of pounds, isn't it? Pounds. Let's face it, if that was weight, you could win French and Saunders, Russell Grant, and two of the roly-polies. Let's say hello to our very first player. Some encouragement, please, ladies and gentlemen, for that fella, Mr. Brian Jones. Brian Jones. From?
Hatton Park, Bob.
Hatton Park's a nice part of London.
Yes, we like it very much.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a financial planner, Bob.
I'll ask you more about that later.
Thank you.
Right now, I want to know, what is your subject?
Gilbert and Sullivan.
Gilbert and Sullivan. Oh, I love Gilbert. Claire, nothing rhymed. Alone Again, Naturally. You wrote so many good things. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about W.S. Gilbert and Sir Arthur Sullivan, right?
Thank you, Bob.
Yes, certainly. We'll start you off with £1. But there it is. That's your £1. And this is the question that will win it for you and start you on the way to where you want to go. Sir Arthur Sullivan wrote the music for Onward Christian Soldiers. Brian, is that true or false?
That is true, Bob.
That is true. For £1, you have the pound. Now, fail on any question between now and £400, and this is all I am permitted to give you. For £25 now. What was the name of Gilbert and Sullivan's first collaboration? Was it Thalia or Thespis?
Thespis, Bob.
Thespis is correct for £25. Double it to 50?
Yes, please.
Which opera opens in the fishing village of Reddering in Cornwall?
Radigor, Bob.
That's worth £50. Double it to 100?
Yes, please.
In which London theatre did the Pirates of Penzance open in 1880? The Opera Comique or the Savoy Theatre?
The Opera Comique.
Is correct for £100. Well played. That's quite a tricky one, that. I think almost anybody would have said the Savoy Theatre, but you knew better. What does a financial planner do, by the way, Brian? What's a financial planner?
Basically, I call on people and companies and tell them how to make more from their money, and particularly how to save tax.
Oh, I must talk to you after the show. For £200, and Brown, it's a two-part question. You must give me two correct answers in order to win the £200. In The Gondoliers, who says, one can't marry a vulgar fraction, Tessa or Giuseppe?
Tessa.
Tessa is correct in the first part. In which opera do three lords dance and sing, nothing venture, nothing win? This is for your £200.
Iolanthe.
Iolanthe is correct for £200. Well, Brian, I don't know whether you're tense. My heart's beating. Want to double that 200 to 4?
Yes, I should try.
I think you should, because
Yes.
if you get 400, you keep it no matter what happens in the future. It's a two-part question. I want two correct answers to win the full sum. First, which opera has the subtitle, The Slave of Duty?
The Pirates of Penzance, Bob.
Is correct in the first part. For £400, what is the subtitle of The Gondoliers?
The Gondoliers or The King of Barataria.
Is correct for £400. And that is yours. I imagine that you're going to try and double it to 800.
Yes.
I thought you would.
Yes.
So while you're waiting, keep thinking Gilbert, Sullivan. Remember, go over in your mind. I've got a little list. I've got a little list.
Yes.
I've seen you walking. I've got a little list. As Brian takes a well-earned breather, ladies and gentlemen, I have another question to ask. What subject fascinates a lady anaesthetist? Medicine? Surgery? Putting people to sleep? No, I'm the expert at that. Let's find out by asking Kate Vernon Parry. Lady anaesthetist. I think you're my very first lady anaesthetist. How many years did you do that job?
About 35.
Really, working in hospitals?
Yes.
And, of course, with specialists, doctors?
Yes.
Fascinating life. Where do you come from?
Originally near Manchester, but now we live in Worksop.
Oh, right. What is your subject?
The life and works of Beatrix Potter.
The life and works of Beatrix Potter. For £1 then, let's get you started. For £1, Beatrix Potter was brought up in Islington in London. Is that true or false, Kate?
False.
You know where she was brought up, obviously.
Yes.
In Kensington. But that's won you the £1. Now let's start multiplying that. We want to put that with 6,399 others. Fail on any question between now and 400, and that £1 is all you'll get. But you know that. For £25 then, what was the main hobby of Beatrix Potter's father? Mountain climbing or photography?
Photography.
Photography is correct. For £50, what pet did Beatrix Potter buy in the Uxbridge Road Shepherd's Bush for the exorbitant sum of 4 shillings and sixpence?
A Belgian rabbit that she called Peter Piper.
And of course became...
Peter Rabbit.
Now, double your 50 for 100?
I hope so.
Name the child to whom Beatrix Potter first wrote the tale of Peter Rabbit.
Noel Moore.
Noel Moore is correct for £100. Well played. Now, I have a feeling you're going to go a long way. Going for £200 now. It's a two-part question. I need 2 correct answers, Kate. First, give me the Christian name of the member of the Warne family who Beatrix Potter intended to marry, Norman or Stephen?
Isn't that? Norman.
Norman is correct in the first part. In the second part, give me the surname of the Church of England canon who passed on to Beatrix Potter his conviction that the Lake District had to be protected.
Rawnsley.
Rawnsley is correct for £200. Wow. Kate, you have a pretty smile and you've been around a lot of professional men. Is your husband in medicine?
Yes, he's a gynecologist.
A gynecologist, oh, I know. Wanted to be a brain surgeon, didn't grow tall enough. Here we go to double your 200 to 400. A 400 which, as you know, you can keep no matter what the future may bring. A 2-part question, I need 2 correct answers. First, what was the name of the man that Beatrix Potter married in 1913?
William Heelis.
William Heelis is correct in the first part. In the second part, for £400, what was the name of Beatrix Potter's brother who became a painter and finally a farmer?
Bertram.
Bertram?
Walter Bertram.
Walter Bertram is correct for £400. Wow, well done. This is your prize, Kate. You keep it, come what may. So I'll ask you now, will you give up or go on?
Oh, there's nothing to lose by going on.
Absolutely nothing to lose, that's right, so I'll see you later. Now, Brian Jones is already committed to play on for £800. I wonder how confident he's feeling. Come to that, I wonder how confident Mrs. Jones is feeling. Mrs. Jones, you know him much better than anybody. Do you think you ought to go all the way to the 64 or pull out?
Well, having already quoted nothing venture, nothing win, we carry on from there. If you go in, you're sure to win.
That's very nice. This next stage could take Brian through 800 to 1600. For that, he needs moral support. Let's give it to him. Wow. How did this fascination with Gilbert and Sullivan begin for you?
My mother took me to see The Mikado when I was 12 years old. We went to Birmingham.
12. I must have seen the film at about the same age with Gene Collin and, well, that was back in the 30s, of course, for you. It was quite a bit later. Well, is that still your favourite opera, or is it one you've...
Oh, yes, The Mikado is
Never outgrow it?
No.
It takes place in Japan, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
May I hold that for you? Because this £400, you've already won it, but you know it's yours to keep. Let's hope when I return it to you, you've doubled it, and then doubled it again. Here we go now for £800. As you know, Brian, the Gilbert and Sullivan operas are full of dramatic incidents that add to the excitement. Now, for £800, tell me in which opera you would see these 3 incidents. In which opera do the figures of the family portraits step from their frames and march round the stage, Ruddigore or The Sorcerer?
Ruddigore.
Ruddigore is correct in the first part. In the second part, in which play do 2 men agree to be blindfolded and marry whichever 2 girls they catch?
My papa, he has 3 horses. It's the Gondoliers, Bob.
The Gondoliers,
The Gondoliers.
is correct in the second part. And finally, for £800, Brian, in which opera does Hilarion jump into a stream to rescue the heroine?
Princess Ida, Bob.
Princess Ida
Yes.
is correct for £800. Brian, We're getting into serious money now, so I'm going to ask you a serious question. You know that you can leave, you can walk out with this £800. You've earned it. But you also know that if you try for the 1600 question and fail, you fall back to £400. On the other hand, if you can get to that 16, double this 8, you keep that, come what may. So I have to ask you now, will you give up and take this, or will you go on?
Well, Bob, in that same verse that you and my wife have been quoting, Gilbert ended up by saying, in for a penny, in for a pound. It's love that makes the world go round.
You're going to do. Fine, going. For £1,600, I'll ask you a four-part question. 4 correct answers will win you the 1,600. They'll also complete a picture on our video wall, which will be the subject of your key question, but more about that later if and when you reach that point. First part of 4. From which work do we get? He led his regiment from behind. He found it less exciting.
That is in The Gondoliers, Bob.
The Gondoliers is correct in the first part. In the second part of your 4-part question, which work contains the lines, she may very well pass for 43 in the dusk with a light behind her?
That was a very early one, Trial by Jury.
Trial by Jury?
Yes.
Is correct in the second part. Take a look at our video wall. A picture is forming there, the picture which will be the subject of your key question if you choose to take it. In the third part, the opera gives us this statement, that every boy and every gal that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or a little conservative.
That was sung in Palace Yard of the Houses of Parliament, very close to where my son works, and it comes from Iolanthe.
Iolanthe, the song of Private Willis, is correct in the third part. And now, in the fourth part, in which opera do we hear merely corroborative detail intended to give artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing narrative?
That is my favourite opera, The Mikado.
The Mikado is right for £1,600. I have added £1,200 to the 400 you've already won.
Thank you, Bob.
No, thank you. You're a very good winner, £1,600. Here's your next big decision. Will you give up and take your prize, which is yours, or will you play on by answering the key question about the picture that you revealed with your 4 correct answers? You answer that correctly, Brian, you'll earn the right to play on to the peak of the Money Mountain. But remember, there will be no turning back from £6,400. So I have to ask you once again, will you take your 1,600, or will you go on?
Gilbert would certainly have gone on, and so shall I.
Well done, sir. There's the picture. Here is your key question. Name this man and name his most famous theatre.
The name of the man is Richard D'Oyly Carte. The famous comedy theatre that he opened was the Savoy Theatre. He also opened the Royal National Opera House, now the Palace Theatre. That answer earns you both the right and the obligation to come back and try first for 32 and then for £6,400. In the meantime, yours to keep, £1,600 from the show that gives everyone a break. Here's yours. Have you ever heard of... Here tonight, on the $64,000 question, Kate Vernon Parry is about to try and double her prize of 400 to 8 and perhaps 1,600. She's married to a medical man. Tell me, Mr. Vernon Parry, is the whole family this brainy?
Yes, they all are. We're very proud of each of our 3 children.
That's nice to know. Enough of all this rabbit, however. Let's get back to the bunnies. Let's give a warm vote of confidence to Kate Vernon Parry. How did this interest begin in Beatrix Potter?
Reading goodnight stories to the children.
Now, if I may look after that for you, this 400 is yours, but I hope that I will return it to you doubled and double again. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go then for £800, Kate. For £800. I have this question for you about places which played an important part in Beatrix Potter's life. I'm going to ask you a 3-part question about houses she regarded as important. First, what was the name of the house in Hertfordshire where Beatrix Potter's grandparents lived and which she called the place I love best in the world? Was it Camfield Place or Caxton Place?
Camfield Place. Bob.
Camfield Place is correct in the first part. The second part, what was the name of the farm Beatrix Potter bought near Sawrey in the summer of 1905?
Hilltop Farm.
Hilltop Farm.
Hilltop.
Is correct in the second part. And in the third part, for £800, name the farm which Beatrix Potter later purchased and into which she moved following her marriage.
Castle Farm.
Castle Farm is correct for £800, yes. Now, this is serious money, no matter what your circumstances. It's £800. You're entitled to leave with it right now, or try to double it to £1,600. You will be able to keep the £1,600. Are you going to give up or go on?
I'll go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, for £1,600, Kate, I'm going to ask you a four-part question. 4 correct answers will win you the £1,600. They'll also complete a picture on our video wall, which will be the subject of your key question. More about that if and when you reach that point. Here are the 4 questions which concern some of the subsidiary characters in the stories of Beatrix Potter. What kind of animal was Anna Maria?
A rat.
A rat is correct in the first part. The second part, what animal was called Twinkleberry?
A red squirrel.
A red squirrel is correct in the second part. You're beginning to reveal the picture that is the subject of your key question. In the third part, what kind of creature was Mr. Jackson who visited Mrs. Tittlemouse?
He was a toad.
A toad is correct in the third part. And now, for £1,600, what kind of creatures were Chin Chin and Stumpy?
Pigs.
Pigs is correct for £1,600. Now, that's a big decision now. You can keep the £1,600 or you can try to double it to £3,200. Now, in order to do that, to earn the right to double it, you must answer a question, a key question about the picture that you've revealed on the video wall. So I must ask you now, do you want to take the money or do you want to go on?
I might as well go on.
Well done, Kate. I'm delighted to hear it. Can you tell me why that letter that you see there is so important to all fans of Beatrix Potter?
Because it was the first known one of the illustrated letters that she sent to children, which were later turned into books. It was the beginning of the Peter Rabbit one.
That's what I wanted to hear. And that correct answer means that you return next week to try and win through the £3,200 barrier to £6,400. And you know that is yours to keep, whatever may happen at £1,600.
Yes.
Kate Vernon Parry. Can the financial planner from Clapham Park take the next step on his way to the Big 64? Only one man can answer that, and before he must answer this, the £3,200 question. Now, my heart's drumming, because £3,200 is a lot of money. Brian Jones, lifelong fan of Gilbert and Sullivan. Are you ready for the last hurdle before the Big 64?
Yes, Bob, thank you.
In order that there are no distractions to put you off, and so that you can only hear the questions, I must ask you to step into what we call the isolator. Good luck.
Thank you, Bob.
The quizzes. Brian, can you hear my voice?
Yes, very clearly, thank you, Bob.
For a total prize of £3,200, I'll ask you a 5-part question which will require 5 correct answers. If you answer one of the 5 parts incorrectly, then everything will depend on a 6th and final part, which I'm holding in reserve. Should you wish to pass on any part during the question, please tell me, and we'll return to that part at the end. Is all that clear, Brian?
Yes, yes.
Good. The characters in Gilbert and Sullivan operas often express their relationship in song. I will ask you to name either the character of the singer or the subject of the song. Part 1 of 5. Who is being referred to in this aria? Remember the question. Who is being referred to in this aria?
Frederick, by Mabel in The Pirates of Penzance, Bob.
Frederick is correct in the first part. In part 2, who is Fairfax giving advice to when he sings this?
A man would go a fair day, should practice himself to the trade, and study all day in a methodical way, how to flatter and cajole and persuade. He should practice.
He's giving it to Gilbert's favourite character, Jack Point, in The Yeoman of the Guard.
Jack Point is correct. In the third part, who sings this song to herself? Who sings that song to herself?
That is the very delicious Yum Yum in the Mikado.
That's right, Brian. You're right. In 3 parts out of 5, 2 to go. The fourth part, who addresses the heroine in this way?
Pretty maid, prithee tell me true. Hey, but I'm not away. Have you e'er a lover a-dangling after you? Hey, willow, hey, I would faint this car.
Brian, which character sings that?
That is Grosvenor in Patience.
Grosvenor. Grosvenor in Patience is correct in the fourth part. And now, for £3,200 total, who offers a lesson in deportment including these words?
Once sleep, twice sleep, once sleep, twice sleep. Bow impressively ere you glide. Capital boat, you caught it nicely. That is the style of thing precisely.
Brian, for £3,200, the character who sang that?
Don Alhambra, the Grand Inquisitor in the Gondoliers.
The answer I have is the Duke of Plaza Toro in the Gondoliers. Now everything depends upon the 6th and final part of your question. You must answer this correctly for the $3,200. Name the character who describes his trade in this way.
Changes organity with an urbanity full of satanity, vexes humanity with an inanity, fatal to vanity, driving your foes to the verge of insanity. Budding tautology, endemonology, electrobiology, mystic nosology, spirit philology, high-class astrology, such as his knowledge, he isn't a man to require an apology. Oh!
Name the character who describes his trade in that way, Brian, for £3,200.
His name is John Wellington Wells. He's a dealer in magic and spells.
Is correct for £3,200. Well done, Brian. Well played. Next week, Brian Jones will try for the big one here on the classic quiz that's got everything as long as it's got you. Bye.